Hey everyone, welcome back to Tour Guide. And today we're exploring the side of New York that guidebooks don't tell you about. Look, we all know about the Empire State Building and Central Park. And yeah, they're amazing. But they're also packed with tourists taking the same photos for Instagram. But what if I told you there's a whole other New York hiding in plain sight? The New York where actual New Yorkers hang out? That's what we're exploring today. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit subscribe and that notification bell, because we're all about showing you the places that make travel truly special. Let's dive into New York's best-kept secrets. Secret spot number 1, Greenacre Park. Most people fighting the crowds at Central Park have no idea this exists. Tucked away on East 51st Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue is Greenacre Park, a tiny pocket park with a stunning 25-foot waterfall. I'm not kidding when I say this might be the most peaceful spot in Midtown. The sound of that waterfall completely drowns out the city noise. Grab a coffee, find a seat, and just breathe. This is where local office workers escape for lunch, and most tourists walk right past it without a clue. Secret spot number 2, City Island. Next up, who wants seafood with a side of small-town vibes, all while technically still being in the Bronx? City Island feels like you've left New York City completely. This tiny island is only 1.5 miles long, filled with seafood shacks, antique stores, and views of Long Island Sound. I recommend Johnny's Reef at the southern tip. Nothing fancy, just incredible seafood with water views that'll make you forget you're still in NYC. Trust me, for every 100 tourists waiting in line at the Red Lobster in Times Square, maybe one has heard of this place. Secret spot number 3, the Elevated Acre. Okay, this next spot blew my mind the first time I found it. Imagine a park floating above the streets of the financial district with harbor views that rival those tourist-packed ferry rides. The Elevated Acre is exactly what it sounds like, a hidden acre of green space above street level. The tricky part? Finding the entrance. Head to 55 Water Street and look for a set of escalators that seem to go nowhere. Take them up, and boom, a secret garden with some of the best views in Lower Manhattan. I've literally sat here for hours with a book and seen maybe a handful of other people. That's insane for Manhattan. Secret spot number 4, Fort Tryon Park and the Cloisters. If you want to feel like you've traveled back in time and left New York City without actually leaving, Fort Tryon Park is your spot. Way up in Washington Heights, this park has winding paths with the best Hudson River views in the city. But the real gem? The Cloisters, a museum built to look like a medieval European monastery, filled with art from the Middle Ages. I know that sounds like something tourists would know about, but it's so far uptown that most visitors never make it here. Their loss is our gain. You get these incredible medieval tapestries, architecture, and gardens without the crowds of the Met or MoMA. Secret spot number 5, Burp Castle. This next one's for the beer lovers. In the East Village, there's this tiny bar called Burp Castle where, I'm not making this up, they shush you if you talk too loud. They call it the Temple of Beer Worship, and it's dedicated to Belgian and craft beers in a space decorated like a medieval monastery. The bartenders sometimes wear monk robes, and the walls are covered in bizarre murals of monks brewing beer. The best part? If anyone gets too loud, everyone in the bar will shush them. It's this bizarre, communal experience you'll never find in the tourist guides. Secret spot number 6, Whispering Gallery at Grand Central. Now, Grand Central Terminal itself is obviously a major tourist spot, but most people completely miss one of its coolest features, the Whispering Gallery. Head to the dining concourse in front of the Oyster Bar restaurant. See these arched ceilings? Stand in one corner while your friend stands in the diagonal opposite corner, about 30 feet away. Face the wall and whisper. Thanks to the perfect acoustics of these arches, they'll hear you crystal clear, like you're standing right next to them. It's like this secret communication system hiding in one of the busiest buildings in New York, and it works because of some accidental architectural magic. Secret spot number 7, Tannen's Magic Store. Last but definitely not least, who wants to see where professional magicians shop for their secrets? Hidden on the 6th floor of a nondescript office building in Herald Square is Tannen's Magic Store, the oldest magic shop in New York. There's no storefront, no sign, you have to know it exists. Take the elevator up, and suddenly you're in this wonderland of magic tricks, props, and books. The staff will often demonstrate tricks, and you might run into professional magicians shopping for their next performance. I spent 2 hours here last time and walked out with 3 tricks I'm still practicing. And I'm still terrible at them, as you can see. And there you have it. 7 amazing New York spots that most tourists never find. This is the real New York. The one where actual New Yorkers go to escape the crowds. If you want more hidden gems like these, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. What's your favorite under-the-radar spot in your city? This is your tour guide, and I'll see you on the road less traveled.